Good morning to each and everyone. I will be discussing technology education, an introduction. So I will be your reporter for today. Then you may be Dharma. So first, let's see the subtopics of my or the topics of my report. So first, we have basic education terms. Under it, we have education, general education, special education, training and development. Second, we have the pre-service and in-service education. Third, we have the major approaches to education. Under it, we have the formal education, non-formal education, and informal education. Fourth, we have the technology education, its definition, philosophy, legal basis, major goals and objectives, and scope. Fifth, we have the technology education system in the Philippines. Six, the need for technology education. And lastly, the basic principles of technology education. So, first, let's discuss the basic education terms. So, first, we have education. Okay, so we have education. So, uh, education is usually defined as a process or a product. So, education as a process is a system whereby an individual acquires skills, knowledge, and attitudes that are essential in attaining set of objectives in life. On the other hand, the concept of education as a product is based on what a person is capable of doing after schooling, training, or learning process. So in short, education as a process is the learning stage, while the education as a product is the application of what you have learned. Next, we have general education. So general education are the educational activities concerned with the development of skills, knowledge, and to cope with life effectively. So for instance, elementary education is general education since it meets the common needs of all citizens to acquire basic knowledge, skill, and attitude. And next, we have the specialized education. So this is an educational program for meeting the interests and specific or special needs of people. So specialized education is meeting the interests or the needs of people. And last term, we have the training and development. Since training and development is two different terms, let's define their meanings. First, we have training. Training is the learning process for developing specific skills, knowledge, and attitude. So it also refers to the enhancement or modification of existing skills. And next, we have development. So it is the whole process of developing an individual for a particular goal. So it is a process which could be attained through educational, cultural, social, political, and other means in society. So those are the basic education terms. So let's proceed. So now let's discuss the pre-service and in-service education. So pre-service education is the form of schooling before entering the world of work. It formally starts from the elementary school to the high school or college until he is able to. So, while in service, okay, so while in service education, the educational activities during the period of employment. So, it is the acquisition of specialized knowledge and skills. So, in short, the pre-service is when you are still learning or on the learning process, while in-service education, if you are already or you already have a job. Next, let's discuss the major approaches to education. Okay, so formal education. This approach to education is structured and well-organized educational system starting from the elementary to the secondary school curricula and collegiate programs offered by the schools, colleges, and universities. So in formal education, you will be having a high school diploma or a college degree diploma. So it is a formal schooling. So next we have non-formal education. This is an organized instructional activity offered to develop skills, knowledge, or attitudes of a particular group and conducted over a short period of time. And lastly, we have the informal education. So it is self-directed and self-paced to meet one's need and to cope with the demands of society he lives and works. Okay, so next, let's proceed to technology education. So first, technology education is defined as those educational or learning activities dealing with the development of learning skills, knowledge, relative to production for effective citizenship. And its philosophy, as a component of Philippine education, technology education must be geared to equip every citizen with basic knowledge, skills, and attitudes to be able to function effectively in ever-changing society. Next, we have the legal basis. The constitutions promulgated in 1935, 1973, and 1986 respectively underscore the importance of and need for technology education to develop people for a productive membership in the family and of society. Next, we have the objectives. The major goal of technology education is to prepare the individual to become a productive and successful member of society. And its scope, the scope of technology education is divided into two groups. One is the general technology education, and two is the specialized technology education. Okay, so we have the legal basis. So let me read. So first, we have the 1935 Philippine Constitution. So all schools shall aim to develop moral character, personal discipline. All schools discipline, civic conscience, and vocational efficiency, and to teach the duties of citizenship. So this is according to Article 14, Section 5 of the 1935 Philippine Constitution. And next we have the 1973 Philippine Constitution, Article 15, Section 8.4. All educational institutions shall aim to inculcate love of country or the patriotism, teach the duties of citizenship, and develop moral character, personal discipline, and scientific, technological, and vocational efficiency. Next, Article 2, Section 17 of the 1986 Philippine Constitution, it states that the state shall give priority to education, science and technology, arts, culture, and sports to foster patriotism and nationalism accelerate social progress, and promote total human liberation and development. Okay, next slide. Okay, so from the 1980 Philippine Constitution, it states that they shall inculcate patriotism and nationalism, foster love of humanity, respect for human rights. So this is according to Article 14, Section 3.2. So another legal base for technology education, we have Article 14, Section 2.5. So science and technology are essential for national development and progress. So the state shall give priority to research and development, invention, innovation, and their utilization, and to science and technology education, training, and services. And it shall support indigenous, appropriate, and self-reliant scientific and technological capabilities and their application to the country's productive systems and national life. And lastly, Article 14, Section 10 of the 1986 Philippine Constitution states that provide adult citizens, the disabled, and out-of-school youth with training in civics, vocational, efficiency, and other skills. Okay, so next, the objectives of the Philippine education system. First, we have provide a broad, general education that will assist each individual in society to attain his or her potential as a human being and enhance the range and quality of the individual in the group. So, the objective of the Philippine education, first objective is to enhance the range and quality of the individual to his full potential. Next, help the individual participate in the basic functions of the society and acquire essential educational foundation for his or her development into a productive and versatile citizen. Next, train the nation's manpower in the middle-level skills required for national development. And develop the high-level professions that will provide leadership for the nation, advance knowledge through research and apply new knowledge for improving the quality of human life, respond effectively to changing needs and conditions through a system of educational planning and evaluation. So, those are the general objectives of Philippine education system. Next, we have the objectives of elementary education. First, we have the first one is to provide the knowledge and develop the skills, attitudes, values essential to personal development and necessary for living in and contributing to a developing and changing social milieu. To provide learning experience with increase the child's awareness of and responsiveness to the changes in and just demands of society and to prepare him for constructive and effective involvement. Third, to promote and intensify the child's knowledge of identification with and love for the nation and the people to which he belongs. And lastly, to promote experiences which develop the child's orientation to the world of work and creativity and prepare himself to engage in honest and gainful work. Next is the secondary education or the objectives of secondary education. First, its objective is to continue to promote the objectives of elementary education. So the objectives of secondary education is the continuation of the objectives of the elementary education and to discover and enhance the different aptitudes and interests of the student so as to equip him with skills for productive endeavor and or prepare him for tertiary schooling. So the objectives of secondary education is a continuation of the elementary education and a preparation for the tertiary education. So now let's discuss the objectives of tertiary education. So first, to provide a general education program that will promote rational identity, cultural consciousness, oral integrity, and spiritual vigor, to train the nation's manpower in the skills required for national development. So training the nation's manpower for its national development, to develop the professions that will provide leadership for the nation, so molder of our future leaders. So that is a objective of a tertiary education. To advance knowledge through research work and applying new knowledge for improving the quality of human life and responding effectively to changing societal needs and conditions. So, in addition, we have objectives for special education. First one is the ultimate goal of special education shall be the integration of mainstreaming of learners with special needs into the regular school system and eventually in the community. Special education shall aim to develop the maximum potential of the child with special needs to enable him to become self-reliant and shall be geared towards providing him with the opportunities for a full and happy life. So the specific objectives of special education shall be the development and maximization of learning competencies, as well as the inculcation of values to make the learners with special needs a useful and effective member of society. So now let's proceed to major objectives of technology education. First, we have the development of basic technical skills, knowledge, and attitudes. Development of understanding and interest in the technological sector of society. Development of trained manpower. Enhancement of creativity, innovation, productivity, and entrepreneurial skills. And lastly, the development of new and appropriate technology. So those are the major objectives of technology education. Now let's proceed to the scope of technology education. So the scope is divided into two. First, we have the general technology education. So under general technology education, we have agricultural arts, business and distributive arts, fishery arts, industrial arts, home economics or homemaking arts, and under specialized technology education, we have special vocational courses, vocational education. Under vocational education, we have secondary education curriculum and post-secondary vocational course, technical technician education, engineering technology education, undergraduate degrees in technology, technology teacher education, and advanced technology education. Now let's proceed to the technology education system in the Philippines. Okay. So upon the completion of the post-secondary vocational course or the 2-year or 3-year technician technology course, the individual either seeks employment or continues towards college degree, provided that he passes the NCEE. NCEE or the entrance exam. Next, the graduate of a 3-year technician education or engineering technology program may seek employment or pursue appropriate baccalaureate degree, provided that he also passes the NCEE. Okay. The student undergraduate degree program in technology such as agricultural technology, fishery technology, industrial technology, etc., are prepared to assume technical or sub-professional, managerial, and supervisory positions in the appropriate sectors of the or in the world of work. And lastly, at the graduate level, some technology programs in agricultural, home economics, and trade and industry have emerged. So those are the technology education system in the Philippines. Next, we have the need for technology education. Okay, so first reason is the preparation for the world of work, meeting the needs of the Filipino youth and adults, meeting manpower needs, solving unemployment and underemployment, enhancing transfer of technology, and other needs of technology education. So, basic principles of technology education. First, you have the technology education must be planned to support and enhance the socio-economic development goals and programs of the country. Technology education must be designed to meet diverse education and training needs of people. Technology education must contribute to the overall development of the individual as an effective member of his family and society. Technology education must be supported with research and development. And lastly, technology education must be carried out by professionally trained teachers with industrially and or occupationally related experience. So thank you for listening. That ends my report. Good day.